We want to transition, as you all know, this is Black History Month, and we're going to be celebrating Black History Month over the course of the next several weeks. So today's forum is devoted, and path is devoted to sort of introducing that. And I just wanted to start, I'm going to speaker here, getting feedback. Can everybody hear me? So I wanted to start with what I talked about last year, whereas what is the history of Black History Month? And those of you that were here will remember Dr. Carter Woodson. He's the founder of Black History Month. He was an academic, he was a historian, he was an author, he was an activist. And in 1926 is when he decided that we needed to honor Black history by devoting, initially it was a week, and then it turned into a month. Dr. Woodson is an amazing American. He graduated from the University of Chicago. He went to Harvard and earned his PhD. And he was a son of former slaves. So he grew up working in the coal mines and ended up sort of educating himself, and then ended up at the University of Chicago and Harvard. So an amazing, amazing person. So later, in 1976, and then in 1986, President Ford officially was the first president to recognize Black History Month, and then in 1986, Congress made it an official through a resolution, an official month that we all honor and celebrate. Three things, and I said this last year, and I want to say it again this year, that Black history should not be just confined to the month of February. And I know that among your teachers, we're working hard to make sure that we're integrating Black history throughout the curriculum. It's really important to remember that Black history is American history. We want to remember that and keep that at sort of the center of our conversations. And then Black history is the full experience of Black people. So of course, you can't ignore the racism, discrimination in the past, sort of facing history and ourselves. We have to face that, to be educated and to acknowledge the truth about the past. And you can see up here, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr. But also, I think it's important to remember that we can go beyond the history of American slavery and the civil rights movement. So last year I showed you some pictures of prominent Black Americans. So Louis Armstrong, Billie Holiday, Katherine Johnson, Benjamin Banneker, Langston Hughes, writers, authors, musicians, scientists, Tuskegee Airmen, Madam Walker, the first Black woman millionaire. The left-hand side, that's a San Francisco ship owner. Dock workers, nurses, computer scientists. It's important to remember the rich, varied history of the Black experience. If you're interested, I really highly recommend this website that is a joint collaboration between the Smithsonian, the National Endowment for the Humanities, and the National Archives. It's a great resource for you if you're interested in finding out more. And then I wanted in, before I hand it off to Ms. Siarny and Ms. Nadaner, this quote, because this comes from Evelyn Brooks Higginbotham. I read it last year, and I like to read it every year because I think it really puts this all in perspective and frames sort of the work that we're going to do. Let us think of Black History Month the way our nation honors its greatest moments and greatest people. Let us appreciate Black History Month in a similar way as when our government sets aside a month or day, thereby giving it a special meaning for all Americans. No one should think that Black history is confined to the month of February when evidence to the contrary appears everywhere and in every month. Black History Month is not a token, it is a special tribute, a time of acknowledgement, of reflection and inspiration that comes to life and real and ongoing activities throughout the year. So I hope you remember that as we move into the activity we'll do today and for the other activities we're going to have in the next couple weeks. So, Ms. Siarny.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to speak to you for a moment about something that may be on some folks' minds as we enter into this month of celebration and reflection. These are difficult conversations, and some of you have already done your own work around your identity and really desire to have those difficult conversations about how the United States society can come to terms with the trauma of our collective histories. Some of you have not. Some of you have already wrestled with and learned about the complexities of Black history and are ready to act. Some have not. Some of you are curious about the rich cultural histories and are looking to see positivity and hope in those histories. Others have other areas of curiosity. As a school community, I think it's important to understand and acknowledge that we are dedicated to working with everyone wherever they are in their learning. I acknowledge, and the school understands, that this month of events, celebrations, discussions, are just the beginning of ongoing conversations. We invite you to join in those ongoing conversations and to bring your hopes and interests to the table. As James Baldwin wrote in 1962, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. We are committed to opening those conversations so that collectively we can face our past and hope to build capacity and resilience in our community to engage in difficult conversations and discussions. This month, we hope to balance learning about the traumatic realities of Black history with celebrating Black history. And with this in mind, I'd like to invite Ms. Nadaner to talk about what we're going to be doing in PATH.
Okay, good morning, everybody. So thank you for listening today. Today we are going to be in paired PATH groups. And in our PATH groups, we're going to expand the story. We're going to start. And I wanted to begin by reading what I have here, Democracy Begins in Conversation. And I'll extend that to say community begins in conversation. This is going to be the start of our conversation. Every critical conversation has its own context and content, but almost all touch on identity and injustice. In breakout groups today, we continue the conversation to honor the past and inspire the future. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be watching a video. The video is on unpacking Black joy. It has a lot of different content in it. After we watch the video together, anonymously on index cards, everybody will be writing out their responses to these questions. What topics do I feel least or most comfortable discussing? What topics affect me, my friends, and my community? About which topics do I know least or most? And which topics do I want to learn more about? This is what the video we're going to be watching looks like. And the next one, after we write on the index cards, your facilitator, so the PATH leader, or faculty members in the room are going to be collecting the index cards. Your names are not going to be on them. We're going to be distributing them around the room so you can walk around and kind of gauge what people are thinking about, what is on everyone's minds, what are the issues that you're curious about, what do you want to learn more about. After we do this, we're going to invite everyone, and if you don't feel comfortable sharing out loud, we invite you to write your responses again on index cards. We're going to be collecting these cards to collectively get a sense of where we are as a school community. And we're going to try to share out. What did you notice about the responses? What surprised you? What questions came up for you? So again, this, we hope, is going to be really the starting point of a conversation that will continue so we can get input from you as to what are you curious about, what do you care about, what affects you, and build from that. And I just want to end with, maybe not. Okay, there's a quote that we'll be reading in breakout groups by an author, Jamila Pitts. So we'll look at that later, but it's just to kind of set the tone that we're not here to fix you. We're not here to fix everything. We're here just to start a dialogue. Understanding we're coming from different spaces, so please go in with a mindset of respect curiosity, inquiry, to create a safe space for yourselves and your peers. Okay, so thank you so much, and here are the list of the rooms that we're going to be pairing off in. Muchas gracias.
So we're going to go to these locations now, and then Brookhouse and Wilcox is pathways. You guys are going to go to the library. You're not you're in the library. So just take a look. These are different locations than you normally go to. Thanks, everyone.